Yo, what's going on, guys? So recently I have been making a lot of videos about simulacrums, so you guys are probably getting sick of them, and to be honest, I myself am getting sick of doing simulacrums, so pretty soon I'm gonna move on to other strategies. But just like with any other strategy, I figured it has to end with the proper test, so how much I am exactly making by farming wave 30 simulacrums right now. So in this video, you can see already in the background example of me farming with 30 simulacrum. Then I'm gonna talk about the strategy, then the profit from the test that I just finished, and then I'm gonna also give you the summary. So first thing, strategy. So it is actually pretty simple. You just buy simulacrums for right now around 45 chaos and you run them. And to be honest, with current prices, you probably already make profit just by running around 15 waves. Obviously, it's not going to be super big profit, but it should be already enough. So if you're farming wave 20, you already are going to make some more profit. But it's definitely going to be much higher if you can do wave 30. Another thing is leveling gems. So right now I'm leveling 17 gems, but to be honest, this like leveling gem is at worst point it's ever been, and more on that later. So there is not that much profit right now from leveling gems. And also you have to remember in terms of the waves, when you are farming waves 30, there is also another way you can make even more loot, and that is by getting more rewards from every wave. And personally, I am able to get up to 6 rows of rewards. Sometimes I'm getting 5, sometimes 6. I think during this test, one time probably a few times I did get 4 rewards, and not a single time I got 7. And there are probably a few builds that can get 6 rewards consistently above wave 20, and sometimes even 7. And also not every single time I was able to finish wave 30. I think like one time I was able to do only 27, maybe 2 times 29, but any other one was wave 30. Okay, so now let's move on to the test and the loot. So what I did is I did 9 simulacrums, and the reason why I did 9 is because that's the amount of simulacrums I had to do to finish leveling all of the awakened gems from level 1 to 5. And that is actually insane. I did not expect that, because in the past it would take me 18 wave 30 simulacrums to finish leveling gems, and if I was doing 20 waves, it would take me 30 simulacrums on average. So as you can see, leveling gems is pretty much twice as fast as it used to be, and I think it's mostly because of the new Arch Nemesis reward, which gives additional gem XP. And normally you then don't get the Arch Nemesis rewards from doing simulacrums because monsters don't drop loot, but I do believe we still get the gem XP from these Arch Nemesis monsters. And this is mainly the reason why leveling gems is no longer profitable, because everyone that is doing whatever in game pretty much right now is getting double the amount of XP for gems. So either if you are mapping, doing the 5 ways and so on. So yeah, leveling gem is not as profitable. Also, I believe there is a new beast that gives awakened gems +1 level. So yeah, leveling gems is not super crazy, but still, through leveling them, you can make around 0.4 divines per gem. So for 17 gems, I made 6.8 divines. And like I said, that's why I did only 9 simulacrums, because that's the amount of them I had to do. And on average, I would say you can do 2 simulacrums per hour if you do 30 waves. I would say it's most of the time around 1 minute per wave. So here you can see all of the gems that I did level up. Here is all of the loot that I did not include in the test. So all of the breach rings, which you can exchange full inventory for the grasping mail, so which you can sell if you hit the increased global defenses. Most of them are item level 84. Here are some cluster jewels, all of them are item level 84, and I actually did not hit a single good one. But sample size is not that big. Again, it was just 9 simulacrums. Also, what you can do with these gems is you can take 5 of them, which this is why I'm picking up all of them. You can identify them. The blue ones you would scour, and then you alchemy or orb of binding all of them, and you can sell them to a vendor for 1 new one, and the item level is gonna depend on the lowest item level of any of these jewels, so that's why you want all of them to be item level 84. And this way you might get something good. This time I got mana, but eventually maybe you're gonna get the reservation, which would be the best for the small ones. The medium ones, the best one is the flask duration with 6 passives, and for the large one, I think the best one right now is the minion with 12 passives. I don't remember exactly, but I think there are a few decent ones in terms of the large ones. Here are all of the megalomaniacs. I also didn't include them in the test. Probably some of them can be sold for maybe 50 chaos or something. 2 voices, one with 7, one with 5 passives. And here are all of the bad split personalities that are worth maybe 5 to 10 chaos. And here I also did include all of the splinters because I didn't make it into the full emblems or bridgestones, so I just didn't want to include the splinters. Here are all of the white and yellow maps, which I also did not include in the test, so we can probably make even more if you're gonna sell them. And here are all of the red maps that I did include in the test. So this is when we're starting to look at the profits. So here are all of the red maps, and they actually go for a decent amount of money right now, and you can sell them in bulk for actually quite a lot. So here are all of the items that I did price in bulk, because when you're going to be doing simulacrums, you're going to drop a lot of certain items, so you can actually profit from, you can benefit from the bulk prices. So here are all of the offerings of the goddess, catalyst, polished, and rusted scarabs. I actually did not include gilded because I didn't drop that many of them. And here are also most of the common fossils, and again I didn't include here the rare ones. And here are all of the stack decks and some guardian maps. The reason why guardian maps are here is because Exilence doesn't count guardian maps, and everything in this tab I did count with the Exilence. So here are all of the essences, currency, rare fossils, and gilded scarabs. And here I did drop 1 Here's Ire, 2 astral plates with 6 link, and they go for, I believe, around 60 chaos, and 1 good split personality, which goes for 0.6 divines. So all of these things I just priced with Exilence, and to be honest, if you do more simulacrums, you are actually gonna make more money because you also are gonna be able to sell these in bulk. So defining essences and the gilded cartograph, all of the gilded scarabs and the fossils. And that's basically it. So now let's look at the spreadsheet. So here it is, and here you can see I did 9 simulacrums. They did cost 45 chaos, so I did spend only 405 chaos for this test, and it took me 6 hours to do this test. Here you can see all of the prices. So here are all of the random items that I priced in bulk, except for the Guardian and Conqueror maps, which, like I said, I just had to price them myself because Exilence doesn't work with them. Here you can see all of the catalysts, fossils, and the scarabs. So from all of the these random items in bulk, I made almost 600 chaos, 500 from catalysts, 100 from fossils, the scarabs 688, which basically means most of the profit from the big things comes from the scarabs. And here are all of the items that I didn't price in bulk. So all of the essences, gilded scarabs, and the currency and so on, and the unique items 6 ink and 6 inks. Here are the red maps, profit from the gems, so the 17 awakened gems that I did level up, and here is the total profit. So in total I made 26 divines, which means I was making 4.4 divines per hour. So now let's talk about the summary of the strategy. So to be honest, 4.4 divines for the strategy that is considered like a pinnacle strategy. Wave 30 is supposed to be one of the hardest content in the game. You would expect to make way more than that. And in the past, I was actually making between 8 and 10 divines, or in the past, I guess, exalts per hour. So what happened? Why is this actually so low this time around and in this test? So first of all, and I think this is the most important reason, is because I was doing it on stream and I was actually interacting with the chat a lot. So as you can see here, I did 9 of them in 6 hours, and I definitely should do them in around 5 hours, because like I said, usually you do 2 simulacrums per hour, and yeah, I did only 9 of them. So even if it's gonna be 5 hours, it's already gonna be 5.5, 5.2, but it's still not like super amazing. Second thing is I actually one time did crash, and after I crashed, my affinities in my stash turned on. So I think loot from like maybe up to 5 waves I did put somewhere else, so it's not included in the results. So maybe it also should be like a little bit higher, but not too much, to be honest. Also, you have to remember that divines are very expensive this league. So in any other league, they will probably be like 150. So it's already like 6 divines per hour. If we change the time, it's already 7. So suddenly it's not looking so bad if you compare it to some other leagues, and if you don't include the time that I lost because of the stream. And like I already mentioned, leveling gems this league is much worse. Normally I would go for leveling like 25 gems, but because gems are not so expensive, I actually dropped some gem slots and I went for my character power instead, so a little bit less profit from the gems. But you also have to remember that, like I mentioned, you level only you need only 9 simulacrums, like you used to need 18, and I would normally make between 1 and 2 divines from leveling Awakened Gem. Now you make only 0.4, but it also takes twice as fast. So technically, in the past, you would make it's basically the same as in the past. You would make 0.8 divines per hour, which is still lower than it was in the past, but it's definitely not looking so bad if you compare it this way. Another thing is, like I also already said, I did only 9, which means it's kind of a small sample size. I didn't drop any big cluster jewels, and eventually you are gonna drop them. Eventually also maybe gonna drop some good voices or some good unique items, good divination cards. When I was doing simulacrums like a lot in the past, from time to time I would drop things like Doctor or something like that. So definitely doing a lot of simulacrums eventually is gonna give you more profit, and also you are gonna benefit from more bulk items. So like I already said, I did not count Gilded Scarabs as bulk items, essences and so on, and if you're gonna do more of them, you're going to be able to. And actually what I am doing is I'm actually not selling anything. Like as you can see, I have only 20 divines, but I do have a ton of scarabs in here. Actually not like super crazy amount, but you can see I have like hundreds of catalysts, a lot of fossils. So when I'm gonna include also these items, it's gonna be even more. So what I like to do is I just like to farm simulacrums for a few days and then do like 1 trading sessions and sell all of the stuff, and then I'm gonna be able to benefit from bulk prices a lot. So that's basically it. If you want to know my opinion, how good it is right now, to be honest, it is still okay, but like I already mentioned, considering this is one of the hardest strategies to do in the game, I would definitely prefer if it was more currency per hour. But if you are doing 30 wave every single time and you are doing like 7 rewards, you could definitely make more than that. Also, what you can do is this time there's also a challenge for wave 30 simulacrums. So what you can do is you can actually sell them on TFT, and I actually tested it, and one time I did actually get a response, and 2 people wanted to pay 50 chaos for the challenge. So that's additional like 100 chaos if you're gonna get these people consistently every simulacrum. So that's, I guess, additional small profit. But also it is a bit annoying if you have to buy gems every 9 simulacrums and sell all of the awakened gems. It's definitely the most like trading friendly strategy. So like I said, it is still pretty decent. I'm probably gonna farm it for maybe 1 or 2 days more, because to be honest, I have a build that is just made for simulacrum, so I'm just kind of stuck doing them. But pretty soon I'm gonna move on to some other strategies, and maybe I'm gonna go back to simulacrums in like a month to see if things have changed. But for now, it is decent, but it's nothing too crazy. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.